Everybody, in this video we will be discussing differentiation. Now some of you all might be confused that suddenly why did we shift the topic. Like recently we were discussing kinematics 1D or motion in a straight line, then why did we move here? So the point is that because we need this topic for our kinematics 1D, we are going to use it, so let's study it. Okay, we are going to use it in upcoming lectures. So differentiation. Okay, I'll add this video to another playlist, name it maths or maths for physics. So whenever we require certain maths topic, I'll add it in this playlist. Okay, so let's begin without any waste of time. Differentiation. So differentiation. So when you have two variables, suppose we have y and x, which are related by an equation. Any equation you can think of, y is equal to x, y is equal to x square. So related by an equation. So when you change value of x, so directly I'll write change x. So change value of x. X will have certain value. You change it, y will also change. So there will be a change in the value of y, and the expression which is change in y divided by change in x, this somewhat gives the rate. This will give us the rate of change. So this gives us the rate of change, how fast is the change. So change in y by change in x will provide us the rate of change of y with respect to x. So when you change x, there will be change in y. Simple example, y is equal to x. Suppose in first case x was 1, okay. So obviously y is equal to it, so y is also 1. Second case, we change the value of x. So we change the value of x to 2. So from 1 we change it to 2. So what will happen to y? Now it has to satisfy that equation, so y will also change its value to 2. So what is the rate in this case? So delta y, change in y, 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. I'll write that 2 minus 1 delta y by delta x. So 2 minus 1 change in y, and what is the change in x, which is also 2 minus 1. So 1. Okay. So this is the rate. So it can vary also. We'll come to that. We'll choose slightly different equation. You can note this. This is the basic idea, the foundation on which we are going to build up now. Okay, so let's choose some difficult equation, not that difficult. So y is equal to x square. So let's plot some values y, x, y, and we'll say we'll use 1 first and leave some space. Okay, I'll leave some space, especially I'm leaving this. Okay, so first we choose 1, x is equal to 1, so y will also be equal to 1. Then we choose x is equal to 2, y will be 2 square 4. Then we choose x is equal to 3, y will be 3 square 9, and so on. Okay, so in each case I ask you delta y by delta x. So first case choose, so first case is this, second case is this, then you choose the other pairs, this and this. So if you want to move further, okay, so first case it's x changes from 1 to 2. What was the change in y? Y changed from 1 to 4. Okay, so what was the change in y? 4 minus 1, 3. What was the change in x? 2 minus 1, 1. So 3. Okay, now we'll again calculate it, delta y by delta x. When x changes from 1 to 3, now we are increasing the interval. You can note that. And y changes from, so it was when x was 1, y was also 1. So it changes from 1 to 3. So y changes from 1 to 9. So what is this? What is the rate? 9 minus 1, which is 8. 3 minus 2, 3 minus 1, which is 2. So can you notice that the rate is also changing? Here it's 3, here it's 4, and Forward also it will change, it will go on changing, increasing. Okay, in this case, so 1 to 4, so x changes from 1 to 4, y will change from 1 to 16, 1 to 4, 1 to 16. So what is delta y? 16 minus 1, 15. What is this? Delta x, 4 minus 1, 3. So this is 5. It goes on increasing. Suppose this is rate 1, rate 2, I'll say 4 is rate 2, this is rate 3. Where is that? Rate 3. So you can note that rate 1, so rate, we'll do rate 2 minus rate 1. So rate 2 minus rate 1 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. Also you can note that rate 3 minus rate 2, the difference between this 2 is also 1, and difference between these two is 2. It goes on increasing. Okay, so rate 3 minus rate 1 is 2. Just a logic I'm giving you. You'll come to know when I discuss further. Okay, so rate goes on changing, that is the point. So can there be a fixed value for rate? What do you think? Can there be a point where the rate is fixed? So actually there is. Okay, so how did you conclude that, sir? Okay, let's come to that. So let's choose 0.1, and for convenience now we'll choose 0, 0. So that will make delta x and delta y calculations easier. Okay, so you have 0.1. So what will be y? Y is that square. So instead of writing that, I'll just write this. And you'll have 0.01. So we are taking values which are going closer towards 0. So y will be that square, x square. Okay, now I ask you for delta y by delta x. Okay, and we'll call this rate 1. Delta y by delta x, when x changes from 0 to 0.1, for this case I am discussing, y also changes from 0 to 0.1 whole square. Okay, so what is the change in y? So this minus 0, so doesn't make any difference. What is the change in x? This minus 0, 0.1. So the change is this. We got r1. Now let's find r2. We'll find it down. So r2 delta y by delta x. Obviously it will be different. We know rate is changing continuously, but we'll note something. Okay, so as x changes from 0 to 0.01, y changes from 0 to 0.01 square. X changes from 0 to 0.1, y changes from this to this. Okay, now what is delta y? This minus this. So minus 0 won't make any difference. Again, x, delta x, this minus this. Okay, fine. So this will cancel, and finally you will have 0.01. Okay, what is the new thing? Same thing happened. The rate is changing here also. So but note for r2 minus r1. What is that? Or r1 minus r2, I'll say. Okay, because this value is big. So r1 minus r2. So 0.1 minus 0.01. Okay, what is this? So this is 0.09. Yes. So what happened? What is the special thing? So the rate did change, but it changed very little. Okay, you can note that. In the previous cases, the rate was changing. R1 minus R2 was like 1, 2. We had big values, right? As compared to this, they were big values. So what is happening? So as we are going closer and closer towards x 0, so as delta x, so this is delta x, is going closer and closer towards 0, the rate is almost becoming constant. Like this value is goes on decreasing, and finally it will be like 0.000009. So we can neglect that to a 0, right? And so what does that mean? R1 minus R2 will be like 0.009. There will be a case when we go on closer and closer to 0. So somewhat approximate, I'm saying. The whole study of this is approximation, but it works. It's like closest to truth. Okay, so there you can conclude that R1 and R2 are equal. So the rates are becoming equal. right? So where did they become equal? When delta x became very closer to 0. When delta x got very closer to 0. So you can note that down. That was the idea that I wanted to put in your head. I'm removing it. 1, 2, 3. Removing the function as well. So the rate is approaching a value. The rate is becoming constant. And when is that? So you might not know this. What does this mean? Limit extending to 0 means delta x is going very closer to 0. That is what it means. You won't know it, even if you know, very good. If you don't know, don't worry. It means delta x goes closer and closer to 0. So what happens to the limit? So it gets some value, a constant value, right? And when these are small, we can write it as dy by dx. So this is what differentiation is. Okay. There are some rules. Even if you didn't get the lecture till here, it's of no use. Actually, the lecture till here is of no use. It was just to give you a feel of differentiation. Okay. It doesn't make difference even if you don't know this. The things that I'm going to state now, you should note it, and that is what is important. Okay, so when these changes are small, you can replace delta by d. So delta y by delta x. Okay, very fine. We'll come to the graphical approach also. That time you will get even better feel, which is the last part of the video. Okay, I hope you noted that down. Even if you don't, doesn't make any difference. So this now I will write some formulas. Now they were derived through mathematical results like first principle and all of those logic. So I want you to by heart those, right? So we are not going to go into the proofs. That will take many classes. So we are just going to state some result which are important for physics, and you have to remember those. So you have a function over here. Let's say the function is y equals something, y equals f of x. Okay, and you have its differentiation over here. So dy by dx. So you can differentiate some functions, differentiable functions. So let's discuss some of them which are important. First one is a constant function. So you place wherever there is f of x, you can place k. This can be also replaced by y dash. So in maths, they'll probably use a y dash too, because it becomes hectic to write this again and again, dy by dx. So okay, now coming back, k. So k is a constant. I have provided that to you. So y is equal to k. So it is a constant function. So y is equal to k. Okay, constant function. So what is the differentiation of a constant function? So these are also called derivatives. The answers that we will get in this column will be called derivatives. Okay, you differentiate the function, you get the derivative. Okay, so you have a constant function y is equal to k. Now just give it a thought that what if you change x? So suppose x was 1 in the first case. Now you change x is equal to 2. Will the value of y change? It's a constant function. It's like this. Okay, it won't change. So y is equal to 2, right? Whether you choose x is equal to 1 or x is equal to 2, y is always 2, right? So delta y becomes 0, which means dy by dx will be 0. Now I can't provide logic for each of the ones that I will discuss next. Only this one I could provide a logic. So differentiation of a constant is 0. So what was the example? Y is equal to 2. So dy by dx in this case will be 0. Okay. Differentiation of a constant is 0. What if you have kx? Okay, kx. So y is equal to 2x and all. So what you can do is get that 2 out and differentiation of x. Okay, I'll come to that. First, let's discuss this. This is very, very important. This is the most important thing. If you have to just take 1 point from today's class, it's this. So, the differentiation of x raised to n and x raised to n minus 1. So, this is the differentiation. I'm not providing the logic now. It will take me time. Okay. So, let's take an example, x square. Excuse me. Okay, so what will be the differentiation? So this is y. I'm directly using y dash now. So n x raised to n minus 1. So n, this is n, 2 x raised to n minus 1. So 2 minus 1. So that will be 2x raised to 1. Okay. So the differentiation of x square is 2x or 2x raised to 1. You can take other examples also, x cube. So what will be y dash? 3n x raised to n minus 1. So 3 minus 1, which is 2, or 3 minus 1, 3x square. You can go on with x raised to 4, x raised to 5, and so on, so on. Okay. What will be the differentiation of x? Okay, easy. So y dash x raised to 1, right? So bring that 1 down, n x raised to n minus 1. So 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1, x raised to 0, which is anything raised to 0 will be 1. So differentiation of x with respect to x will be 0. Like dy by dx, and you have x there, and if you have x over there, and if you want to find dy by dx, this is what? Dy by dx, and it will be 1. Okay, those were the examples. Now let's come back to this kx. What if we have kx? So y is equal to kx. Suppose it's very simple. You just have to remove the constant out. So remove the constant out. So constant in multiplication won't be affected. If it's alone, it becomes 0. Constant in multiplication with the variable. This is the variable, right? So constant in multiplication with variable won't be affected. So you can remove that in multiplication or division. Okay, this k can be a fraction as well. So 1 by 2. So that also works. So either 2x or 1 by 2, whatever. So you can remove that 2 out. And what is the differentiation of x? You can go in this way and you know it's 1. Okay, so y dash is 2 in this case. And what if we take general case? It will be k. Easy. So far so good. I'm providing examples, logic, trying to provide logic. So it has a mathematical proof behind it. So we are not going into it. Now let's try some trigonometric function. Sin x, derivative is cos x. No logics, please. So cos x is minus sin x. I'll give you a tip to remember, but I can't provide you logic. So it's a maths topic. Sin cos n. You'll have it in your 12th standard. So 10 is sec square x. Sin cos 10 cosec minus cosec x cot x. So you note this table down. Okay. Finally cot, right? Sin cos 10 cosec, sec is remaining. Sec x should be sec x 10x. Okay. Finally cot x is equal to minus cosec square x. Yeah. And two more functions, e to the power x, exponential function, e to the power x. This is a specified value, 2.718281828. So its derivative is the same, e to the power x. And one more, last one for the day, example, So ln of x, which is natural log, this and this two are inverse function. If you don't know, don't worry, okay. So e to the power x as e to the power x, ln of x will have 1 by x. So I want you to remember it thoroughly, okay. You can note this down, you should note this down actually. Let me check if I missed something. K x to the power n sin x cos x tan x cot x sec x cosec x e to the power x and ln of x. Yes, excuse me, it's complete, okay. So I can provide you logic, so I can provide you hints to remember, okay. So constant function has a derivative 0. If constant is in multiplication with the variable, okay, then only the constant will survive. X to the power n, the most important, if you have to take just 1 point from today's class, just remember this. X to the power n is equal to the derivative of it is n x to the power n minus 1, n x to the power n minus 1. Sine is cos, cos is, now I will provide you tips to remember this. Sine is cos, that you remember, okay, cos. Now whatever the trigonometric functions, our teacher used to say this, like C is allergic to, she used to say C is allergic to differentiation. So this allergy is shown in the form of minus sign. So wherever there is C, there is a minus sign, C minus sign, okay. Other ratios don't have minus sign in differentiation, okay. So cos x, C is a, it has C, so cos x will have integration sin x, oh sorry, differentiation sin x and minus sign since it's a C. Again 10x, you remember sec square x, you just note it down and then you try to remember, learn one each day, okay. And now cosec x, again it has a C, allergy comes out, so cosec x cot x, this you have to remember, okay. Only tip I can give you is C is allergic, like C cot x, you will have a minus sign, and cos x square x, sec x is sec x tan x. Sin is cos, cos is sin, cos is C, so it becomes a minus sign. Tan is sec square x, cot is cos x square x, but minus sign since it's a C. Sec is sec x tan x, no C, so no issues. Cosec is cosec x cot x, but since it's a C, we have a minus sign. E to the power x is e to the power x, ln of x is 1 by x. So the most important that I will say is this, this and this. These three are the most important. What did I draw? U. Okay, so these three are most important. What is the time? Literally took 23 minutes for this. Okay, so let's remove this. We'll learn some algebra now. Algebra of derivatives. So when two functions are added, what will be their derivative? When two functions are subtracted, what will be their derivative? So algebra, not to write the whole thing. So consider that you have two functions u and v, okay. So we are adding those two functions u plus v, and now you want to differentiate them. So d by dx of u plus v, these two functions are added or subtracted, it holds for the either case. So this is one, addition or subtraction. So what will happen is that du by dx plus or minus dv by dx. So if you have two functions which are in addition and you want to find its derivative, you can find the derivative of each one of them and place the same sign in between. So find the derivative of u plus or minus the derivative of v. So you have, suppose for example, x plus sine x. Now keep that table in front of you, okay. You want to find this the derivative of this x plus sine x. So find the derivative of x, which is 1, so that is u in this case. So derivative of x is 1. I hope you know that x raised to 1, x raised to 1, so n x raised to n minus 1. So 1 minus 1 0, x raised to 0 is 1. Okay, anything raised to 0 is 1. And what is the derivative of sine? Cos, right? No minus sign, cos x. So as simple as that. Okay, that was just an example. Now let's go for number 2. Number 2 is, what if they are in multiplication, u into v. So you want to find the derivative of two functions which are in multiplication. So this also comes out from the proofs. Actually, I have learned this year and not in class 12th. They won't provide you this proof in class 12th also. So u into derivative of v. So I'm replacing it by a dash. Okay, not to confuse, it is dv by dx. Okay, I'm replacing that by a dash. U into derivative of v plus v into derivative of u. So easy to remember. U into derivative of v plus v into derivative of u. So the sign is always plus. So first function into derivative of the second function plus second function into derivative of the first function. Now let's take the same terms that we took, x sine x. So I'm showing an example. Okay. So how treat one function as u, another function as v. So u into derivative of v. So u is x, derivative of sine is cos x plus v. What is v? V is sine x. I hope you not losing the track. U is x, v is sine x. Okay. So v into derivative of u. What is derivative of x with respect to x? 1. Okay, remember that. Remember the derivative of x is 1. Certain simple things you should remember. Okay, third one, what if they are divided? Now this is a bit trickier one, so focus. Nice sound, b square. So whatever below you square it, then the root of this you write over here, derivative of u, the first function, minus, not this big, don't worry, minus this u did, so v dash into u. Whatever the term there is below, so whatever the function below, you square it, then you place its root over here into the derivative of the first function, which is u, minus the derivative of this. Now you flip the derivative sign, derivative for this and function for this. Okay, don't confuse. Let's practice something so that you are not confused with it. So we'll choose the same terms, x by sine x. Okay, so how do you do that? Whatever there is below, you square it, sine x square, you place it root over here, sine x. Okay, now the second function you derivate it. What is the derivative of x with respect to x? 1, minus, what are you left with now? Now you have to derivate this. Okay, derivate sine, which will give you cos, and x as it is. Okay, u as it is, so u as it is, and derivative of v. Okay, so that was an example. So with this we finish with the algebra. Okay, you can quickly note that down. Just 2 more points. Okay, suppose we have y is equal to x cube. What happened to this pen? Okay, and they have, instead of asking for dy by dx, they have not asked for this. Okay, they have not asked for this. They have asked for dy by dt. T is another variable. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. So what you can do is multiply and divide by dx. So dy by dt is equal to dx into dx. Multiply and divide, did it make any difference? No. Okay, so you club these two together. This and this you club together and keep the remaining together. So dy by dx, which is the derivative, and other two you keep as it is. Even if you don't know, you keep as it is. Like for in this example, they have asked for dy by dt. So what will you do? So dy by dt, you'll say, so you can do one thing. You have found that dy by dt will be dy by dx into dx by dt. You can cancel this 2 and dy by dt. Okay. So what is dy by dx? X raised to n. So that is of the form x raised to n. So what is the derivative of it? Not equal to, what is the derivative of this? Is 3n x raised to 3 minus 1, n minus 1. So 3x square. So 3x square. So dy by dx is 3x square, and this is remaining. You just copy paste it. Okay, so easy, right? So whenever you have other variable t, keep it intact, dx by dt. Even when you have x like x cube and they ask you to differentiate this, what you do is 3x square, you do it this way first, and then you get dx by dx. So that gives us 1, so we neglect this term. Okay, so in this, that is not getting cancelled out because those two are separate, dx and dt. Okay, you can note that down. Easy, easy, easy. And the final point is composition of function. Function in function. You won't have this much complex, but I'm teaching you just in case it might turn up someday. Okay, so composition. So you have f in g and h in that. Okay, what is that? F in g in and h in that. Okay, so what is this? What is this? So suppose you have a function like this, sine of log of 2x. Now can you relate that? F is this sine, g is this log, and h is this 2x. Okay, so you have function within function within function. So how do you differentiate that? Dy by dx. How do you get that? So it's very simple. You first see the whole thing, differentiate the outermost thing. Okay, this is called the chain rule. Okay, differentiate the outermost thing. So g, keep other things the same. First you have to differentiate sign and keep other things the same. Then multiply. Okay, this dot means multiply. Now go inside, differentiate the second thing, g dash of, I hope you know that dash is differentiating. So g, and keep other things the same. Okay, other things are the same. Now you again go in, not just 3, how many times, however many times you have it, you have to go step by step and multiply each step. So first look at the outermost, differentiate it, keep the inside thing same, then go to the next one, differentiate it, keep the inside thing same, then go to the third one, differentiate it, happy if there are 3. So we solve that now. Sine log 2x x. Okay, so differentiate the first, which, what is f over here? Sine. What is the differentiation of sine? Cos. Okay, keep the other things the same, log 2x. Now go for the differentiation of the bracket, go inside. Okay, so differentiate that. What is the differentiation of log of 2x? Nice question. So it is 1 upon 2x. What was the differentiation of log x? It was 1 upon x, ln of x. So I just use log over here. It means log to the base e, which means ln. Okay, so ln of x had differentiation 1 by x. So whatever the angle is, that comes down. Okay, 1 by 2x. Okay, fine. Now what is remaining? 2x. Simple. What is the differentiation of 2x? What was the differentiation of kx? K. So 2. This 2 and this 2 cancels. Cos of log of 2x, and you have upon x. So this is the answer. So function within function, also you got the idea. Only one thing we missed out was the graphical feel, which is also not that important, but we'll look into it. Okay, you have a graph like this. So suppose we choose 2 points because we want to find the difference. So x1, y1, suppose the coordinates are x1, y1 of this point. B is x2, y2. Okay, so what will be the difference? If you go to see, you can draw a line through it, a chord through this 2 points. Okay, there is a chord. It doesn't look straight, okay, but it is straight. So you want to find delta y by delta x. Let's first find out this. So what is the change in y? If you see these 2 points, it's y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1, change in y. And what is the change in x? x2 minus x1. This is actually called the slope. I don't know if you know this. I think it is in there in your class 10 syllables. Okay, anyways, so this is called slope, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Or simply, if you want to know what slope is, you can directly draw this a line parallel to x-axis, and whatever this angle is, suppose this angle is theta. Theta is any angle, 30 degree, 20 degree, whatever. So you draw a line parallel to the x-axis. This is x-axis, so you draw a line parallel to it, and whatever the angle, this line, this chord AB mixed with this, the tan of that angle, so tan of that theta will be the slope. Okay, so this is another way of looking at slope. But why are we discussing slope now? We should discuss derivative, right? So what did we do? We chose, where is our, okay, I won't need this, I have this. Okay, so delta, we choose delta x smaller and smaller. We brought it very closer to 0. So this difference should be very small. So what do we mean by that? So this a and b should, this b point should come closer and closer, right? Closer and closer and closer. Okay, so this b point should come closer and closer. Now we are lessening the distance. Okay, delta x tending to 0. So we are reducing the distance. Suppose we brought it here now, x2, y2. Now if you see, the slope has also changed again because the angle has changed. Now A is here, B is here. Now also the angle has changed slightly, right? It has fallen. It has changed slightly. So tan will change, slope will change. So what is changing was the rate, right? The rate was changing. We saw it many a times. The rate is changing. Sometimes the change was very big, sometimes it was very small. Okay, so the slope is changing, the rate is changing. So derivative has something to do with the slope. Okay, so that is the idea. Slowly I'm putting it into your head. Finally, this becomes so close that this line, the line which was a chord before, it had to intersect at 2 points. It will become a tangent. So it will become a tangent. What is a tangent? If I had to define it, I don't know how it is defined in maths. I'll say it's a line which intersects a curve only at a single point. So this will be the state. When you bring B closer and closer to A, finally the 2 points will match, like almost match, and this line will pass through it. So finally this will be some theta. Again it will change. Okay, and that will also give us a slope, and that is the actual derivative at that point. So derivative at a point equals slope of the tangent at that point. Slope of the tangent to the curve, obviously. Okay, so derivative is actually the slope. We brought it closer and closer. It was a chord before. Slope is also defined as tan theta for those who don't know this definition. Okay, so as we brought it closer and closer, the rate was changing, and finally it settled down to certain value, and that is the derivative at that point. So the derivative at a point is the slope of the tangent to the curve at that point. Okay, so this was the geometrical field. You can note that down also. Finally, let's do some problems. Easy peasy will do, not much difficult. And in kinematics, you'll see it's even easier than what we discussed today. Okay, so we learned a step up. This video is actually made for medical students who find maths difficult and all. Okay, no more talks. Let's choose some example. X square x cube plus x square plus 1. Okay, you have to find the differentiation of this. You have to derivate it. Okay, we'll choose y is equal to this. So you have to find y dash. Am I writing too small? Y dash. Okay, so x to the power n, you can see that format. So n x raised to n minus 1. Now these are in addition, so you take derivative at one time and add them all. So 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1. 2 into x to the power 2 minus 1. X to the power, that is the logic I'm using, x to the power n. And what about this 1? 1 is a constant, so it has a derivative 0. So 3x, 3 minus 1 is 2. 2x raised to 1 or 2x simply. So this is the derivative of your function. What about 5x square plus log x plus sine x? You won't find this in physics, but since we did it today, we are practicing. Okay, 5x square. So you can, this is kx, something like kx square. So you can remove that k out actually. For any function, you can, if it's in multiplication, the constant, you can remove it out. So you removed out 5. Now you differentiate this. This is like x to the power n. So n comes down and x to the power 2 minus 1. Log of x, it's ln of x basically, log to the base e. Okay, so log of x is 1 by x, sin x, cos x, minus, no c. Okay, so here you'll get 10x, 2 minus 1, 1, 1 by x plus cos x. Easy, right? Let's go for the UV rule now. Oh, didn't you note that down? Anyways, so UV, certain types of UV will try. What's happening? X, oh, not x. Let's choose something difficult. Log of x log x will choose. Okay, x log x. So y dash, it will be, what will be y dash? U into derivative of v plus v into derivative of u. So this is u, this is v. Okay, so u into derivative of v, which is 1 by x. Log x is 1 by x plus v, which is log x, into derivative of x. Derivative of x, 1. Remember that. So x cancels, 1 plus log x. Nice. Let's try division. It's also simple if you remember the formulas. Sin x upon cos x. Actually, this is tan x, and you'll already know the differentiation of tan x is sec square x, but let's do it this way. Okay, you'll get the same answer. So u by v we will use, so y dash is u by v, so cos square x, so copy paste its root, cos x, differentiation of the top one, what is the differentiation of cos x sin x, sorry, the differentiation of the top one sin x, which is cos x, and minus sign in between. What is the differentiation of, now we have to copy paste sign, first copy paste sign, and the differentiation of the bottom one, or the differentiation of this one, which is cos x differentiation is minus sin x. Okay, can you see an identity over there? Cos square x, this is cos x into cos x, cos square x, this minus and this minus becomes plus, sin x into sin x, sin square x upon cos square x equals, now sin square x plus cos square x, then standard logic is 1. Okay, sin square x plus cos square x is 1, so 1 upon cos square x. How can you write that? So cos 1 upon cos x is sec x, so 1 upon cos square x is sec square x, which was the same answer, right? Sin x upon cos x is 10x, and derivative of 10x is sec square x. Okay, no difference. So whether you apply UV or you do it in any way, you are bound to get the answer. Can we try something more? I think it's enough. Let's see if I can get any problem. What is the time? Okay, composition we didn't try any, so let's end with that. Composition, function within function. Okay, I know you hate it, so let's choose sine. Why only sine? Log, then you have sine x square. Okay, you have this function, this is y, so they have asked us for y dash. Okay, so log is 1 by x, so you go 1 by 1, right? So first one is log, you see log, and whatever is written you treat it as x, log x, you treat it as x. So log x, what is the derivative? 1 by x, so 1 by this x, this is x for us. Now differentiate the, when you go inside, what do you see? Sine. What is the differentiation of sine? Cos. Okay, and keep the rest of the thing same. Now again go inside, this is chain rule, right? Now differentiate x square, which is 2x. How sir, how? X square, x is 2, this 2, x raised to 2 minus 1, so 2x, right? Okay, so simple. Cos x square upon sine x square, so which is cot x square into 2x. Okay, you can replace this by cot x square. Yeah, the black marker run out, so just excuse me for the last one. So it's just a special one, I'll tell you that. So I'll choose x square plus 2x plus 1, and they have asked you for dy by dx at x equals 1. This will be the case in most of our kinematics problems. They'll ask you to compute the derivative at certain point. Okay, so you need to do that. So how to do that? So first point is to find the derivative. Don't directly substitute. First point is find the derivative and then substitute. Find derivative, find dy by dx, then substitute. Remember this, okay? Because if you directly substitute over here, you will get a constant, you will derivate it 0. No, you are first required to differentiate it, then substitute the value. So differentiate this, x square we know there, 2x differentiation, 2x is like kx, so 2, 1 is a constant, differentiation 0. Now substitute x equal to 1, easy. Okay, so 2 1s are 2 plus 2 equals 4. So this is how you do it. First derivative, then substitute the answer. Okay, so this is all that I wanted to discuss with you all today. let's end the lecture here. If you made it this far, like the video and subscribe. Till then, I'll meet you soon. Till then, keep enjoying physics.